Document 1. The Holy Spirit as the manifestation of divine character. The question of how God's character is manifested in the world has been central to understanding the divine nature in the Christian faith. In Exodus 34, 5-7, we are given a profound glimpse of God's character as he proclaims his attributes to Moses. Yahweh, Yahweh El, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty. Exodus 34, 6-7. These attributes, mercy, grace, long-suffering, goodness, and truth, are fundamental to understanding God's relationship with humanity. However, the divine character described in Exodus is not merely a set of abstract qualities. These attributes are manifest in action through the guidance and empowerment of the Holy Spirit. In Galatians 5, 22-23, the Apostle Paul writes that the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. This passage links the presence of the Holy Spirit with the qualities that align directly with the description of God in Exodus. The connection between the fruit of the Spirit and God's divine character. To truly understand how the fruit of the Spirit connects with God's nature, it is essential to first look at the attributes that God revealed to Moses. When Yahweh passed by Moses in Exodus 34, he declared, Yahweh, Yahweh El, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth. Exodus 34, 6. The fruit of the Spirit in Galatians 5 embodies these very same qualities, showing that to live a life according to God's will, one must manifest these divine characteristics through the guidance of the Holy Spirit. 1. In Exodus 34, Yahweh reveals that he is merciful, showing deep compassion, especially toward those in need. Similarly, the fruit of the Spirit includes kindness and goodness, which are expressions of mercy toward others. As Christians, we are called to reflect God's mercy, not just in actions, but in our attitudes, showing compassion and empathy toward those who are struggling. 2. Graciousness. Yahweh's declaration that he is gracious points to his unmerited favor toward humanity. In Galatians, this grace is echoed in the love and gentleness that the Spirit cultivates in believers. Just as God's grace is extended freely, we too are called to demonstrate grace in our interactions with others, offering forgiveness and favor even when it is undeserved. 3. Long-suffering, patience. The fruit of the Spirit includes forbearance, which is closely related to long-suffering. Just as God is patient with his people, we are called to endure hardships and extend patience toward others, even when faced with offenses or challenges. The Spirit helps us to embody this aspect of God's character, drawing on his strength to be patient and enduring. 4. Goodness and truth. Yahweh declares that he is abundant in goodness and truth. These two attributes are foundational to the fruit of the Spirit, which includes goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. Goodness reflects the benevolent heart of God, while truth embodies the faithfulness of God to his promises. In our lives, we are called to reflect this goodness and truth in our relationships and actions, always striving to be faithful and trustworthy. 5. Forgiveness and justice. Yahweh's statement that he forgives iniquity, transgression, and sin while also ensuring justice for the guilty can be seen as a balance between mercy and righteousness. The fruit of the Spirit includes both gentleness and self-control, which are necessary for maintaining this balance in our own lives. While we are called to show mercy, we are also called to stand firm in righteousness, ensuring justice is done, yet with a heart that desires to restore rather than condemn. The Holy Spirit and the manifestation of God's character. For believers, the transformation of character into God's likeness is not a human achievement, but a divine work facilitated by the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit, as God's active presence in the world, empowers us to manifest these divine qualities in our lives. As Paul writes in Galatians, against such things there is no law, meaning that these qualities of the Spirit fulfill the moral law of God, not by mere obedience to external commands, but through internal transformation. The manifestation of God's character through the Holy Spirit is essential for the believer to live a life that reflects God's image. It is through the Spirit that we become capable of living out the virtues of love, joy, peace, and the other aspects of the fruit. Each of these qualities is essential not only for personal growth, but also for building a community that reflects God's nature, showing the world what it means to be truly human, created in his image. Conclusion. In conclusion, the fruit of the Spirit is not merely a set of moral imperatives, but a divine manifestation of God's own character in the life of the believer. Through the work of the Holy Spirit, we are transformed to reflect God's mercy, grace, patience, goodness, truth, and justice in our lives. As we grow in these qualities, we draw nearer to the image of God as revealed in Exodus 34 and in the person of Jesus Christ. The fruit of the Spirit is the evidence of God's glory working within us, transforming us into his likeness, and empowering us to live out his will in the world.